Hey you guys, I'm Beth. I am the Fitness Princess, and I hope that you are having a wonderful day. I wanted to pop on here and just wrap up this series that we've been talking about, the power of routine, and how routine in our life, no matter what kind of routine it is, how it can make us successful. And tonight I want to share my weekend routine and then just wrap up this whole series and just share a few thoughts on why routine is successful or can make us more successful. So, first, my weekend routine. So, I've shared my morning routine, I've shared my evening routine, and my cleaning routine. I have a weekend routine to some extent, and I want to share that with you because my weekend routine really sets me up to be successful throughout the week. So, on Saturdays, I generally allow myself to sleep in. Working from home is kind of a weird vibe. I feel like sometimes my husband doesn't think I'm doing anything, but I do, as I've clearly stated in this series. And so Saturdays can kind of feel like a normal day for me, and it's not. I really truly allow myself to relax on Saturdays. I don't work near as much. I do some, but I don't work near as much. And I always tend to do something for myself, whether that's allowing myself to catch up on some TV shows or to read a book or to visit my family or whatever it is. So my Saturdays are pretty chill. Um, if I am in the middle of a workout program that is 6 days a week, then I will get up and I will make sure I do my workout first thing in the morning, or else I put it off the entire day, and usually it doesn't get done, or I find myself dragging myself upstairs at like 9 o'clock at night trying to get it done. So those are my Saturdays. They're very chill. But Sunday it has more structure. Um, so Sunday is spent, the first part of the morning is spent at church and going to lunch with friends or my husband. And then that afternoon, I spend trying to gear up for the week. So I spend my afternoon meal prepping, and I find myself when I don't meal prep, then I I have and allow a lot of excuses to come in, and I don't eat as well when I don't meal prep. So I do that on Sundays. And then I just kind of think through everything that I have to do the next week and just jot down a list. I schedule, if I have a chiropractic appointment or if I have a phone interview or if I have meetings with friends or whatever. I just think through, kind of mentally prepare myself for the upcoming week. And I'm not really working, I'm usually sitting on the couch writing in my planner. And so I just kind of think through. And that allows me to prepare my mind, get my mindset right for the week, kind of gear up and prepare myself for what is about to happen. I think through some of my work tasks, what needs to be done. Do I have deadlines this week? Who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to set an appointment with? Stuff like that. And so that just kind of gears me up and allows me to be successful through the week. So honestly, I don't have a big planned out routine for my weekend, but I do have tasks and things that I do that sets me up for success during the week. So those are kind of the things that I do, and I get my planner set. I'm a very big checklist person, so I like to check those boxes off. And so I set my planner up and I get ready to go. And then I do my evening routines before I go to bed, and it starts all over. It's just this big cycle. So, I found a quote this week as I was researching kind of habits and routines, and I want to share it with you. It's by John Maxwell, and I wrote it down so that I could remember it and say it correct. You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. And I found that super encouraging because I thought back to my life before I found fitness. I was very unhappy. I I had a lot of excuses. I made excuses. I was just not a happy person then. And I knew that I needed to put exercise in my routine somewhere, but I didn't know how. And I just kept making excuse after excuse after excuse. So I couldn't change my life until I changed something I did daily. And that meant either getting up earlier, not watching TV, whatever it was, to make sure I got my workout in. And so to find that success, I had to truly change my daily routine. And that is why routines are so important. Even if you have the most mundane routine, it's important because it sets you up for success. You do those things because those are important to you. You make them a priority. And this week, I was reading through my personal development book, and these today and the next couple of days are some really emotional days for me. 2 years ago, I got the call that my granny had a stroke, and I was rushing across the state to go and see her because it was her last hours, and we weren't sure how long she was going to live. And so it was in that moment of me driving the 5 hours home that I realized something in my life needed to change, because even though I was working out, the spiritual aspect of my life was missing. And so I remember so vividly that day, May 19th, 2015, I was thinking, I have to get my act together. I need to put Christ first in my life. I need to fit him in my routine, which, how sad is that? Is that I had a routine without him. And so this quote in this book that I've been reading is so fitting, and I want to share it with you. The book is called Growing Up. It's how to be a disciple who makes disciples. And it says there are 3 types of people in this world: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who wonder what just happened. Be one of those who makes things happen in your spiritual life, or in your fitness life, or in your work life. What are you missing? What things do you need to fit in? What do you need to do differently? What things in your daily routine do you need to change up to be more successful? What are your goals? Do you have goals for yourself, whether it's work life, home life, health and fitness life? Like, what are those goals, and how can you put new habits in to your daily routine to make things happen? You have to take control of it. Get the excuses out and just come hold and take control of what you want to happen. So routines are super, super important. If you're trying to make it a habit, connect it with another action that you already do and make it part of your routine. So I am a super fan of routine. I am a creature of habit. Like, I stick to the same thing every day. I like to know what's going on in my life. I like to know, I like spontaneity, but to an extent, I like to know the plans too. So, I think routine is very important when it comes to making new habits, and especially with your health and fitness as well. So, okay, that is all I have on routines. If you guys have any sort of routines, I would love to hear about them. What makes you successful? And if you've tried to implement a new habit in your life, I want to hear about that as well. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye.